9.1. How nice are people really? 1.
In a large online poll, 81% of people said they would hand the bag in. Most studies on selfishness show that generally people are nicer than we think they are.
2.
People would be much less likely to help if there were other people around because they would expect someone else to help.
3.
People would be much more likely to help a child who said he was lost if they lived in a small town. Half of the people who lived in big cities said they'd worry that someone was using the child to get money from them.
4.
Drivers of cheaper cars would be 3 times more likely to stop for people.
5.
Many studies have shown that only children are no more selfish than anyone else. They've often had so much attention themselves, they're good at giving it to others.
9.2. Who cares? An experiment.
A group of student priests were asked to prepare a talk on the story of the Good Samaritan. They were then told to go to another building to give their talk. As they left, half of the students were told they were late and had to hurry. The others were told they had plenty of time. On the way, there was a man lying on the pavement, clearly in pain. It was an actor. 63% of the students who thought they had plenty of time stopped to help. But only 10% of those who thought they were in a hurry stopped. Some of them said that they hadn't noticed the man as they hurried past, but many of them stepped over him in order to go and give a talk on the Good Samaritan.
9.3. Contracted forms. 1.
If I'd known, I'd have come.
2.
She wouldn't have come if it had rained.
3.
If they'd helped, we might have managed it.
4.
You shouldn't have done that.
5.
We could have told you if you'd asked.
9.4. You're an idiot. 1.
I drove home, even though I was falling asleep at the wheel.
You're an idiot. You might have had an accident. You could have killed someone.
2.
I didn't feel like going to work. I phoned in sick and then went shopping.
That was stupid. Someone from work might have seen you. You could have bumped into your boss.
3.
I took a bag through customs for a man who asked me to.
You shouldn't have taken it. There could have been something illegal in it. It might have been drugs.
4.
I went out in the sun with no sun cream on.
You're crazy. You might have got sunstroke, and you could have got sunburnt.
5.
I walked home along the side of the motorway.
You idiot. A car might have hit you. You could have caused a big accident.
6. I told my girlfriend I was too busy to go out, and then I went to the pub with Jane.
That was dumb. You shouldn't have gone out. Your girlfriend might have gone to the same pub. Or one of her friends could have seen you with Jane.
9.5. I just want to say thank you. 1.
Well, I was in Iran crossing the Persian desert. It was so very, very cold. I hadn't expected this, and I was worried that I couldn't feel my fingers anymore. I was driving on this scooter, and I had no gloves, and I was going on this long road. Suddenly I saw there was a car, and as he got closer, he pulled his car in front of me and stopped and got out. Then he just simply took the lovely sheepskin gloves from his own hands and gave them to me. He couldn't speak English. I couldn't speak Farsi, his language. But he was away in a flash, and I never said thank you to the person who probably stopped me losing my fingers. Wonderful.
2.
In 2003, I was coming back from South Africa from a holiday, and I hate early morning in Heathrow, and I had to go on the tube. So by the time I got to my least favourite tube station, which is Earl's Court, it was packed rush hour, and I just could not see with so many people. I couldn't see when the train came in, and there were two young girls who said, "Can we help you?" And they stood on top of a thing, 'cause they weren't terribly tall themselves, and so they could see the train. They helped me on when it arrived. They'd insist on lifting my luggage, and found a place, and made somebody stand up for me to sit down. And, well, it was just lovely. I would love to thank them, but they weren't... They'd probably never remember, but they were just so... Just help me at the time I most needed it.
3.
Back in the 80s, about 30 years ago, my wife and I thought we would do some shopping on a Saturday morning in Oxford Street. And we were with our young children, who were then 2, 4 and 6 years old. And we were on the first floor of a clothes shop, just browsing around, and I suddenly realised that my 4-year-old son was missing. And I had a quick look round on the first floor, dashed down to the ground floor, and there was no sign of him. So I had to go out into the street, by which time I was really starting to panic. And I just found myself running up and down the street, calling out his name and going into shops, and it was just about the worst moment of my life. But fortunately, my wife was much calmer and phoned the local police station, and to our amazement, they said that our son was there. Apparently, what had happened is that a woman, this amazing woman, had seen my boy standing on the pavement crying and clearly frightened, and made the decision to get a taxi and take him to the police station. But she never left any contact details, name and address, nothing. So this has been the only opportunity for me to ever say thank you to this amazing woman whose actions saved the day. I sometimes dread to think what might have happened to him, so if you're listening, thank you so much.
4.
My daughter lost a purse which we'd bought her years ago. I too had recently lost a purse. I left it on a bus. 2 young girls claimed it, so we thought the same thing would have happened to Tamsin's purse. The exceptionally kind person who picked it up found the address on the driving licence and put the purse with all its contents in an envelope and sent it to her. We were both really struck that someone could be so kind and go to so much trouble, and it was such a contrast with the experience that I had recently had, and I would love to be able to say thank you to that person.
9.6. Just. 1.
Alice isn't here. She's just gone.
2.
I just love your present. It's just perfect.
3.
Abingdon is just south of Oxford. It's only 8 miles away.
4.
I've just finished reading that book, so you can borrow it.
5.
I don't want any wine. Just a glass of water, please.
6.
Wow, that chocolate cake is just amazing.
7.
Who's coming tonight?
Just me. Claire can't make it.
8.
We just missed the train. We were only a minute late.
9.7. Words with different meanings. 1.
Oh no. Boring Barry keeps asking me out. He's just invited me to the cinema tonight.
Well, make it obvious you're not interested. Tell him you're washing your hair tonight.
2.
Shh! Did you hear that noise? It sounded like someone in the garden.
It's probably just a fox. They often come round here at night.
3.
That china plate on the wall is gorgeous.
Yes, my grandmother left that to me. It's probably worth quite a bit.
4.
I didn't like any of my school teachers.
Shame. If you'd liked them, you might have stayed on at school.
5.
I lent James £20 2 weeks ago, and he's never mentioned it since.
He's obviously forgotten about it. If he'd remembered, he'd have paid you back by now.
6.
What's on the agenda for today's meeting?
Oh, the usual discussion points, new plans, strategies, targets, and a review of why none of the last ones have worked.
7.
You can't keep taking on so much work. You've got to be sensible about what's possible.
I know. I need to think more before I say yes to work offers.
8.
Could you bring that chair over here?
Which one? The red one?
9.8. 1.
What about this silk designer dress?
It's lovely, but it's out of my price range.
2.
Here's your bill.
Thank you. Is service included?
3.
Hello. What's your exchange rate for euros to pounds sterling?
It's 0.79 at the moment.
4.
Could I have a strawberry ice cream, please?
Sure, that's £1.80. You'd better be quick. The film's about to start.
9.9. 1.
What about this silk designer dress?
It's lovely, but it's out of my price range.
So, what kind of price did you have in mind?
Oh, £1,000 would be my limit.
You could spread the cost over 12 months if you wanted to.
I don't like buying things on credit. If I bought it and changed my mind, could I bring it back and get a refund?
Yes, as long as it's not been worn.
OK. I think I'll leave it for now, actually. Thanks. Bye.
Goodbye.
2.
Here's your bill.
Thank you. Is service included?
No, it isn't. How was your meal? Was everything okay?
Yes, it was all very nice, thank you.
So, if you could enter your PIN number, add a tip if you want to, and then press enter.
Can I not do contactless?
No, I'm afraid that's only below £30. OK, here's your receipt.
Thanks. And that's for you. I prefer to give tips in cash.
Oh, thank you. Come again soon.
I will. Bye.
3.
Hello. What's your exchange rate for euros to pounds sterling?
It's 0.79 at the moment.
And do you charge commission?
It's commission-free above £150.
OK. So how many pounds would I get for 250 euros?
£197.50. But we've only got sterling in notes. You could have £200 for 254 euros?
Yes, that would be fine.
OK. If I could just have your passport. So how would you like the money?
Could I have 7 20s and 6 10s, please?
There you go. Have a nice day.
And you. Bye.
4.
Could I have a strawberry ice cream, please?
Sure, that's £1.80. You'd better be quick. The film's about to start.
Oh, OK, thank you. Here you are. I'm sorry, I haven't got anything smaller.
That's okay. And here's your change.
Thanks. I think you've made a mistake.
Sorry?
You've given me the wrong change. I gave you a £20 note and you've given me change for a 10.
Oh, sorry about that. I'm daydreaming today. There you go.
Thanks a lot. Bye.